we have seen 3 huge news stories breaking out of Toverland theme park, and it all surrounds pieces of news that could change the future direction of the park itself. So in this video, we're going to go through the 3 stories that broke ground via Looopings about Toverland. We're going to give a massive shout out to Looopings here because they were the ones who broke the story originally, and today we're going to go through story after story after story about this world-class European theme park. So before we get started, make sure you like the video if you've loved it, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into this news update from Toverland theme park. So some of you might not know what Toverland actually is, so let me describe it to you in a nutshell. Toverland started as a modest indoor amusement hall aiming mainly at children and families. In 2004, the park expanded with a second hall, introducing its first outdoor attractions, like the log flume backstroke and the world's first Vekoma motorbike launch coaster known as Booster Bike. In 2007, the park celebrated a major milestone with the addition of Troy, a wooden roller coaster by GCI, or Great Coasters International, becoming one of the key signature rides in the park and helping establish Toverland's reputation beyond just a small indoor park. Throughout the 2010s, Toverland kept growing and expanding, with significant additions such as Magic Valley in 2012 with the Dwervel Wind spinning roller coaster, and Avalon in 2018 including the wind coaster Phoenix, alongside a striking new entrance area known as Port Laguna. And in recent years, the park has broken visitor record numbers, introduced seasonal events, and aims to evolve further into a more year-round destination. The story of Toverland has been heartwarming to witness. Growing up as a 12-year-old kid, just getting into theme parks by the age of 10, I knew that Toverland was such a massive destination already. It was going to become an even bigger destination when we started seeing more of these expansions, and we knew the park was going to keep getting bigger and bigger. But now, the stories breaking this week via Loopings show that Toverland has even more exciting plans to become even more of an incredible world-class European theme park. So let's get into the stories that broke this past week from Toverland, on some new additions, the closure of some additions, and also my thoughts on the overall news. So the first story via Loopings is this: Toverland will close the bobsled ride at Maximus Blitz Bahn in the near future. And this was already reported by Loopings back in May, and you can see the article linked in the description below the video. At that time, the park didn't want to confirm the news, but this week the director Jean Gallison Jr. admitted during a staff meeting that the Blitz Bahn must disappear. A new attraction will be built in the location of Maximus Blitz Bahn. However, the spokesperson for Toverland told Loopings it will be a different kind of attraction, one that does retain the strong points of Maximus Blitz Bahn. No definitive closing date has been announced yet for the ride, however visitors can still ride it for now, but at this moment, according to a spokesperson, it's too early to go into concrete plans and opening dates, and more information will follow at a later time. So Maximus Blitz Bahn will be no more in the near future at Toverland, and it's such a shame to be losing this bobcart style attraction that's been operating at the park over the last decade. Since 2015 this opened, and it's a classic attraction at Toverland from the modern era, and for me, I feel like Maximus Blitz Bahn is going to lose its place. And it's sad that it's going to lose its place because it does hold a bit of charm to it, and to find an attraction that will keep the strong points of Blitz Bahn, we don't know what that means yet. It could be the theming of the ride, it could be the story of the ride, but it's sort of a new chapter in the form of a brand new different style of attraction. We don't know as of yet, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it will all flow, how it will come together, and how it will locate itself within Toverland, and how it will flow with the rest of the attractions either side of the Maximus Blitz Bahn location. In terms of the style of attraction that I think will replace Maximus Blitz Bahn, I really don't know at this stage. I will have to do probably a more detailed video or a short form video going in full detail about this, but from this point of view, from this story alone from Loopings, it's sad that we're going to lose Maximus Blitz Bahn in the future. However, I'm very excited to see what the future holds for that particular location inside the theme park. Story number 2 surrounds another classic attraction that will be leaving the park. The climbing experience in the Wonderworld themed area will be accessible for the last time during the upcoming Halloween season, and the final day of operation for the attraction will be Sunday the 2nd of November 2025. The Kletterparcours is an interactive survival climbing course where visitors, secured with safety gear, must tackle several wobbly obstacles high above the ground. When it first opened, the attraction was known as Survival Parcours, but the current name reflects the Austrian theme of the Wonderworld section of the park. Now, the reason it's being closed is because of the planned construction of a holiday resort, for which Toverland has recently applied for a permit from the municipality of Horst an der Maas. A spokesperson told Looopings, in anticipation of these plans, the Kletterparcours will be permanently closed after this Halloween season. In earlier plans, the actual course would have been included in the holiday park as an extra feature for overnight guests, but that no longer seems to be the case. So firstly, let's talk about the holiday park going into Toverland. I mean, it's great to see Toverland adding a new overnight destination, really pushes them, as we said earlier, wanting to become a more year-round destination. I think something like this is perfect. I don't think Toverland, in my personal opinion, could have gone for a traditional hotel. If they were going to go for a normal traditional hotel, it'd have to be something similar to the Grand Hotel at Efteling, where it's got this magic feeling to it, it fits within a certain area. That's the only way they go for a traditional style building hotel. This one, a holiday park, feels, in my opinion, much more down Toverland Street. I think it's the kind of theme they'll go for. I think it's the kind of design and style and aesthetic they'll go for in terms of how it fits rather than clashes with the theme of the nearby area. So I think that a holiday park or a holiday resort would have been the best direction to go in my personal opinion. I think having the Ithaca Resort, I think as a Greek style theme for the holiday resort would be a fantastic name and a fantastic theme to go for, and I think that overall this just fits Toverland's market very, very well. In terms of the closure of the Kletterparcours, the survival/climbing course that's going to be removed for this project, it is a shame that it's not going to be included now in the holiday park, because we were to be believed that it would have been in earlier plans involved in the holiday park and probably just rethemed, touch little details here and there, make it a bit more related to the theme of the resort. So we could have seen a few enhancements here and there as part of the refurbishment involved in this development, but unfortunately now it seems like that's not the case and we're actually losing this course. Now, we don't know yet whether the new plans or the current plans that are set to be released at a later date and the designs and the details will include a brand new kind of climbing course, maybe a sort of younger market style one for the holiday park. We don't know as of yet. It would be nice to see that as a bit of a tap to the cap to the Kletterparcours and the history of that attraction. But as soon as we know any details from either Looopings articles or anything from the park, we will bring it to you here on the Coast Channel YouTube channel. And finally, we have the biggest news story from this update. And the reason why it's the biggest news story of the three is because Toverland is adding a brand new attraction to the Port Laguna area. Again, via Loopings, Toverland is going to invest in building a dark ride. The idea is to increase the attraction value of the entrance area, Port Laguna, and currently the theme world by the main entrance is especially busy in the morning around opening times and in the evening around closing time, and the park wants to give visitors a reason to come in there in the afternoon as well. So for those reasons in particular, a spokesperson confirmed to Loopings that a dark ride will be constructed, but details such as the theme, the manufacturer and the opening year are not yet known to the public. Now, in terms of where the money's coming from for this particular dark ride project, they've had to cancel one of their own current projects. Toverland were planning a brand new office building next to the Wonderworld Hall, the so-called Club Huis. Now, on that site there used to be containers used as office spaces. In preparation for that building project, the old office units were removed and new ones were set up by Port Laguna, and they were described as a nice interim step by spokespeople while waiting for the Club Huis to be built. But it appears that park staff will have to use them containers a little while longer, because the new employee complex, the Club Huis, will be put on hold for now to allow the construction and opening of this brand new dark ride. So that is a pretty big story. So we've had the closure of Kletterparcours for this holiday park. It won't be involved in the plans. We've got the future closure of Maximus Blitz Bahn with a brand new attraction, a different style of attraction, keeping the strong points of their themes, replacing it in the future down the line. But now we also have the confirmation of another brand new attraction, and that is this brand new dark ride in the Port Laguna area. Now, in terms of Port Laguna, it is a wonderful, wonderful area. and I think a dark ride will fit perfectly within Port Laguna. In terms of the design and manufacturer, we don't know publicly yet. However, I've got a couple of ideas as to what they could go with. They could go with something like Symbolica at F-Telling. Yes, it will be an expensive one. Yes, it'll cost a lot of money. However, I think something like Symbolica or something similar to that level of quality is exactly what the park needs in terms of a trackless dark ride system. Or they could go along the Mac gameplay theatre style complex, introducing a pre-ride backstory, an actual storyline for the ride experience, and also some challenges to really make your interactive experience a lot more enjoyable for the whole family. And the whole family has got to be the target audience here for this dark ride. It's got to be a family-friendly, fun-for-all dark ride. It can't be too dark, it can't be too kiddie. It's got to balance the market here for a family thrill dark ride where it isn't too extreme in terms of storyline and the themes that are involved in the story. However, it's got to still have that family aspect to it, and I think that a family style interactive or just a trackless dark ride system or even a tracked dark ride system is perfect for Toverland. So something like Symbolica or something like Ghostly Manor at Polton's Park would be my personal choices. Maybe they could even go for something a little bit different. Look at Dancer Macabre at F-Telling, and it's like a family thrill ride inside a dark ride show building, and how it combines the two of ride hardware and dark ride experience together very well. Something like a Dancer Macabre style ride system and show building at F-Telling could be perfect for Toverland. But I think the idea of having a dark ride at the park is just making my excitement go OTT right now. I'm really feeling it, and I think that Toverland is onto an absolute winner with this edition. I think it was very smart putting the staff building on hold for now, because you can, you know, invest in that a little bit later down the line. I think the cabins have been working very well from what I'm hearing, so I think that they can keep going with that for a little bit longer, keep the stability of that particular complex for a little bit longer, and then once your dark ride's in, you can introduce this big new office building for a staff complex with the Club Huis project. So I think get the dark ride in first, then get the staff building in. I think that that's probably the way to go with this financially for Toverland. So we've had some massive stories on the removal of several attractions from Toverland and also the introduction of a couple of new additions in the future. And speaking of that word future, the future is very, very bright for Toverland, and I for one cannot wait to see the park grow and grow even more over the next decade. If you have enjoyed this, make sure you do like the video if you loved it, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Thank you all very, very much. I am Coaster Chell. Keep living the coast life, and we'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Take care, guys. Have a Toverland-tastic day.